Hi, besties, and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens.
A show where we talk about all things drag because we're semi-qualified to speak on it.
I'm Doothback,
And Cynthia Kiss.
and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens. Season 1.
The Rewind.
There was a pause there. I thought you were going to pull a joke.
No, I thought you said it differently for some reason.
Did I?
Maybe I thought I had like variety to it.
Oh, you say it a little bit different.
Yeah. I was struck by your beauty.
Oh.
Just give her a compliment. She'll move past it.
I also tuck differently. It's after lunch, so I tuck differently.
In a good or bad way.
It's more of like a basket now.
A smash.
It's less of a smash, more of like a little basket in the front.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about, viewers. A little visual.
A little visual. It's like a little
visual.
It's like a little basket that's kind of pushed up. Less of like everything's inside of me and it hurts and I'm sitting on it for very long.
I know sometimes sitting in drag
worse.
is actually less comfortable than standing.
Yeah, sometimes they're like, "Are you sure you don't want to sit?" I'm like, "I'm very sure."
Yeah, like if you're corseted and like things are just hoisted and pulled and like you're in your tights, that can like cram, like because we don't typically pad, but like what can happen when you're wearing pads, the toes get crunched by layers of pantyhose.
Oh, I remember that pain.
Do you
where
remember
it feels
that
like
feeling?
That top, the nail feels like it's
Yes.
being peeled off.
It literally is slowly compressing
The
your
worst.
feet. It's probably one of the most painful feelings.
What's that? The lotus feet, where they like do that foot binding.
Yes.
That's what it's like. That's the closest to what I think it would feel like.
And I will never forget season 2. A lot of Kendall's looks were boots that were attached to the costume, and their costume designer didn't make the shoe removable. So there were so many times where her feet hurt, and you could pop off your pumps if you were wearing pumps. She was stuck in those sock boots for hours. Hours on top of hours on top of hours. Whereas now, like with my finale look, you'll see the boot, it actually is a separate piece. So you can take those shoes off.
Smart. I do have an outfit where the boot is attached to the catsuit, and I never wear it out of fear that one, extremely hard to.
Never again.
Never again. Extremely hard to wear, very hard to put on.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, it's just like once you can't rest your feet at all.
No,
Your little
it's a
peats get
nightmare.
crushed.
It's a nightmare.
I know.
Do you know who you're giving me right now? Gem in the Holograms.
A little bit. It's a very Gem in the Holograms hair.
The hair, it's so big.
Yeah. It's full of secrets. From season 1.
I was going to say.
From one episode. No, it's a fun wig though. I never really wear it.
Why not?
It's synthetic. And I try to stick with humans now.
Yeah.
But I
So
have.
you think you're better than everyone?
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. It's just, I think it's also with big hair. I haven't felt secure enough to dance with them because I'm worried they're going to fly off. But we learned a very interesting thing from Marina Summers.
Yes.
She takes skin tape that you use to like hoist up your boobs, wraps it around her head, and uses that in place of duct tape to secure wigs down because it has just as good of a hold, but it's skin tone. So when people see it, it doesn't look like duct tape. And it also is, it
Textured.
moves. It's not just textured, but it's like stretchy.
Right.
It's not like a vinyl and it's not like a duct tape.
Yeah.
Where it's like it can breathe and move with your head. Doesn't get as hot.
Yeah.
And you can tuck into it. So I'm gonna try that.
Because you were saying you can never actually put the combs from a wig on the back. They don't hook to anything.
They don't hook to anything.
Right.
And I also don't have hair to pin into.
Yeah.
So right now my wigs stay on fairly good because I tape the front.
Yeah.
But I worry that the heavier ones won't be able to take the kind of like velocity I throw my head
get it.
around.
Do you remember that synthetic ponytail thing that I had? It like barely stayed on during the number. I had to hold it. I literally had to hold it.
I'm going my nightmare.
Jinx. I know. We're becoming one person.
Wow, an amoeba of drag.
Feed a schnitzel.
Say we had A&W actually.
The A&W was fabulous. I went for 5 strips.
No, I got 3 and I didn't realize we could get 5.
I know, you did look a little sad.
It was a little sad.
And I thought we could split the diff.
No, it's fine.
See, that's how she did it. That's exactly how she did it. She's like, it's okay.
It's fine. It wasn't my. If I ordered 5 and then you came and you ordered earlier and you look sad, like I would do the same thing, but I'd be like, damn it.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna make sense.
I needed that protein.
Yeah, and also like I'm gonna make like some food after this and stuff. So like
cool.
I'll be fine. Also, I lost 5 pounds. So like,
Oh my God, stop saying it. I don't know what to do with it because I don't want to like. You're beautiful at any size.
You don't want to feed
anyway.
my eating disorder? Yeah,
I'm like, you're really putting me in a situation.
And I'm just like, tell me how beautiful I look skinny.
It's a real conundrum.
It's because Cynthia's wearing all my old costumes and she looks so good in them that I'm like, well, let's starve ourselves.
This is why I put this on.
Yes, for those of you that are watching, we both are wearing, I would say, this is my ugliest outfit.
Of the series, I think we're probably...
We're in the...
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, for the makeover episode, we decided to wear the ugly things.
That kind of is fitting.
That kind of tracks.
Because sometimes the makeup or the makeovers, they've brought something that sort of works.
Yeah, and we could get to this one because they're sort of ugly.
This would actually be the perfect look for a makeover because it's A-line, big sleeve. It could fit a lot of body types.
Synth, I really thought you were going to do well tonight, but the way that you styled your sister makes her look like your mother.
Ooh. Was that a Jeffrey Boyer challenge?
Yes, it was.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it was.
Cool.
Yes, it was. But should we...
dive into the epi?
Should we dive in?
To the EpiPen?
To the EpiPen? I've always wanted to stab somebody with an EpiPen.
Is
that weird?
Not going to judge, but I would be too scared to do it. Unless it's like life or death and I'm the only one. Like, obviously, then I would do it. Like, I'm not going to be like...
You gross.
And the person's like gasping for air. I'm just like,
I haven't wanted to do it to save their lives. I want to do it because like I want to feel that rush.
I feel the rush.
Addicted to your rush.
Stab.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. It's so
So
good.
good. And they're like, ah! Yeah. I know. Is that weird? I've always wanted to do it.
Maybe it's one of those things just because you've never experienced it. You've got the lust for life.
I know. I was talking to someone and I was like, if you transition, like, can I give you your T-shot? And they were like, you really need to look into why you want to stab people.
So you've just got a fascination with needles.
No, I hate needles, but I want to do it. We should break this down. Another day.
I was going to say, at another time.
Another day, another time. Juice, why do you like stabbing people with needles so much?
Oh, yeah. Remember, you've got your therapy appointment soon?
Yes, I do.
You can just write it down and then...
What's so funny is
tackle
people
that
are
with
going
them.
to be listening to the episodes over 10 weeks.
Oh, this is true. So I'm just going to be like, Juice,
They're going to be like,
therapy
Juice,
a
go
lot.
to therapy. My God, I hope she gets there. You know?
We'll have to do a follow-up.
We'll have to do a follow-up.
Yeah.
We'll have to add in a little like...
Yes.
Juice
Was perfectly fine after this
Juice
therapy
really
appointment.
enjoyed our therapy. But yeah, so let's dive right into the episode. So
Yes.
Alona Verley,
She's gone.
she said, peace out. Peace up, A-Town down. She's out.
This lip sync assassin, out.
Out. She gets to meet Ali X at the end of the episode, which we didn't talk about, which
That
is
was
very
very
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
That's always special when they do that.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, where was
Alicia
Cuthbert say bye to me? Bitch. She went, fuck that juice box a lot. I'm out of here.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I actually this is a tangent, but speaking of her, she went on Gigi Gorgeous's podcast and talked about you a little bit, eh?
What?
Yeah, there's like a nugget of like juice box lore in her interview with Gigi
Where? What?
when she was on her podcast last year.
What did she say?
It's what I talked about in our episode, Lemon doing those tricks, the death dropping and the splits. She was wowed by those dance moves.
So she talked about Lemon.
No, she talked about your transformation. She said you have an incredible transformation from out of drag to into drag.
Alicia, I take back everything I've ever said about you. Oh my God, really? Why did you never tell me this?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Selective hearing.
Just like her dog.
Just like my dog.
I love when you yell at your dog, Molly, selective hearing.
Sometimes she just ignores me.
But I just don't know what a dog is going to do with that information. Like, they're going to go, you're right, Juice. I'm so sorry.
No, because sometimes I go, Molly, selective hearing. And she looks at me with her ears back and she walks inside.
She does know a lot. She's a
She
smart
does.
dog.
She's a smart dog. And I think it's the tone of voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can tell when you're giving her that, like, sassy.
Or she knows if I spin my arm in a circle with a finger pointed, she knows that means get the fuck inside.
Yeah.
And she like goes back inside all like, sorry.
Yeah. You just did that to me. You're like, let's start filming, Sin.
Get your fucking dress on.
Get your
Do you know what my mom used to
zebra
do?
dress inside because we've got a podcast.
My mom used to do
record.
this. She would snap and then point down at the same time. She would do like, oh my God. Oh, I hate it. Don't do it again. I can't. It's triggering.
Debbie.
Deb, she'd be like, get over here. And you'd be like, ugh. You know, your whole
Yes,
body
Mom.
tenses up.
Yes, Mom.
Yes, Mummy, I'm coming.
Sorry, Mom.
Ronald Weasley. How dare you steal that car? Sorry.
Do you remember when you got married and everyone got you Harry Potter gifts?
Yeah,
For
that
your
was
wedding?
upsetting. That was upsetting.
That was like one of the funnier stories you've told me. Like everyone just assumed that you and Mr. Box were obsessed with Harry Potter to the point where like you were registered for your wedding at Hogwarts.
We were registered at Disney. It was
For real?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just had to swallow.
I went to Disney for my
own
honeymoon.
barf.
I went to Disney for my honeymoon. I really wanted to go. I thought it'd be fun.
No wonder you got so much Harry Potter.
I know. Yeah.
The way you described that story before, I really cared. I felt bad for you. I thought this was like out
No,
of
you
the
still
blue.
feel bad. It was silly.
I understand now why you did get a lot of HP merch.
We didn't get that much merch. Somebody gave us poo squishmallows.
Oh,
One was a rainbow. And
didn't know where that was going.
We fed it to Molly. Yeah.
The cartoon.
The cartoon poops.
Yes.
Yeah. We should really get to this episode.
We gotta dive in.
Yeah, Anthony's like,
dive
back in, girl.
Sorry, it's us just entertaining ourselves at this point.
Yeah, we're starting to get a little tired.
A little woo. So where are we? It is episode 8.
It's episode 8. Lemon
Feeling
has
great.
Lemon has just won a challenge. A week after everybody said that she should be going home, so she is feeling fine. She is feeling sexy. She is feeling on top of the world.
I have a really fun question for you.
Oh.
In Canada's Drag Race, or all drag races, which is better? To have won and to have bottomed, or to have been safe the entire competition? Which queen would technically be ranked higher? A queen that's never bottomed or topped, or a queen that's done both, in your eyes?
A queen that's done both.
Because Scarlett is kind of treating her safe trajectory at this point in the competition as a leg up to some of the queens who have bottomed.
See, I'm feeling like a bottom with a 1 lip sync, and then like if you do this, I feel like that's a better trajectory of growth than this.
That's kind of what I think too. Like at this point, I know she's like gassing herself up. Like you got to be your own cheerleader here.
I was gonna say you've got to cheerlead yourself.
Totally, but it is interesting. I was wondering your thoughts because it's like I don't know if I agree with Scar here. It's like
I didn't agree with Scar there at all.
Yeah.
You know, but her trajectory, and when we get to it, she gets a win. So it goes.
she does. Spoil
This. So it goes like this.
Oh, it's like a little.
It's like a little.
Yeah.
At the end, right? So it's not like she was safe to right to the end, but we will get there.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not happen this week.
It's because, well, at this point, she's craving that win. Like for a couple weeks,
She's foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, like,
and
at
it
this
almost
point,
feels like production was just like,
Oh, they were dangling. Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
Because when we kind of get to later on in the episode,
Mm-hmm.
I think there was some. I didn't agree with some of the choices.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we didn't agree. Did we have a mini this week? Were we
Do you have a
mini?
mini?
Do you have
Yeah.
a mini?
You don't remember the mini?
I honestly, at this point, my brain is like a lava lamp.
I mean, babe, everybody loves
Puppets.
Anthony's sitting here waving his hand like this and screaming puppets in the background.
Oh, sorry.
I knew what it was.
Camera.
No, I knew what it was. I was just trying to get her to.
I know.
And he's like, it's puppets.
Then say it.
Everybody loves puppets.
Sure.
Do you not like the puppet challenge?
I do, but they never have done it again. Have you noticed that? I haven't seen it since.
Really?
Yeah. And in Canada.
No, I know in Canada.
Yeah,
I know, that's
but
what
I
we're
haven't
talking-
seen it since.
Really?
I know.
Fascinating.
So evidently, Canada doesn't like puppets.
Because nobody likes puppets. But yeah, it was the Everybody Likes Puppets challenge, which was, I felt Rita's excuse to just go as deep into Jimbo as possible.
Right.
She was like, this is my time.
This was so funny because she literally was quoting what Jimbo said about Jeffrey when Jeffrey didn't hear. He was in the main stage. And this was that whole, you need to understand the English language, calling her not glamorous in any sort of way.
Yeah. And then Jimbo's in her confessional like, I did say that, didn't I?
That was adorable. She's like, ooh, I did say that. Oopsie. But it's funny because these puppets, they start as them out of drag and then they have to quickly make over their puppets.
Mm-hmm. Which I like. I think it's fun. I think they all had a good time with it. I don't think anybody did bad. I don't think there was any real flops.
But the win was Rita. I wasn't sure at first. I was like,
I mean, did she
what's
win?
she going to do? What's she going to do? And then she roasted.
She didn't win, though.
Threw Jimbo under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, like, and she won in your heart, but she didn't win.
I think Bobo won.
Yeah.
Because this was finally her chance to win something.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was Bobo's win, and then she was
She looked
just
elated.
Like, she was like, finally.
I know. She almost started crying over a mini challenge win.
They gave her, like, a little crumb.
They're like, here you go, sweetheart.
Yes, which, like, thank God.
I know.
Like, give the fucking girl a win.
Give her a break.
Give her a fucking break.
Yeah. She's Liza.
She's Liza. Give her a break. She's Liza.
I kind of feel like Liza in this dress.
You look a little Liza in this dress.
Right.
Yeah, this is my Baby Spice dress.
Oh, cute. When you were part of
Spice Queens.
Spice Queens.
Which I was fired from.
You were fired from that?
Yeah, they fired us. They kind of just replaced us without telling us.
Since, like, post Drag Race?
Yeah.
They just assumed you wouldn't want to do it anymore?
I got in an argument with one of the girls, and then I all of a sudden looked at a poster, and me and Priyanka just weren't on it. So I was like, ooh, that's fun.
The Queen Eat Queen world.
Honestly, it was a great show, but maybe not as good without me and Pri.
Shots fired.
I mean, you agree.
I agree.
Like, without Priyanka, imagine a show without Priyanka.
I also just think it's so funny that I've been part of a Spice Girls cast, and I was Baby Spice as well.
I mean...
But the fact that we have a show together...
Okay, I was just like, it kind of makes sense. Like,
I was like, wow. I don't know if I'd roll my eyes at that.
I didn't.
Sorry for inconveniencing
I didn't
you.
roll my eyes. I kind of just went, I mean, like, look at you. Like,
roll the tapes.
Roll the tapes.
A Spice Girls cast, and I was Baby Spice as well.
I mean... And now, let's hear from our sponsor, Freddie. Freddie is one of the largest and most inclusive online PrEP providers. What is PrEP? PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. PrEP is a pill that you take once a day, every day, that reduces your risk of contracting HIV by up to 99%.
Get PrEP prescribed online and have it discreetly delivered to your door for free. No more awkward, judgmental doctor visits. So visit gofreddy.com to book a consultation and see if PrEP is right for you.
Okay, but let's get back to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody loves puppets. Bobo finally gets that win, and then we find out that it's going to be a makeover challenge. And This is one of those episodes where they're like, we're going to pull on the heartstrings.
Totally.
Right? So we get to find out that it's actually refugees from Rainbow Railroad who are going to be coming for our makeovers.
They are the makeover contestants.
And Rainbow Railroad is something that I like to work with anytime I get the chance to. Anytime I have to like add a charity onto something or do something for charity, I always like to suggest Rainbow Railroad because it's like, I think, one of the best charities that we have in Canada.
Oh, completely.
It's
and
incredible.
There's places around the world where it is very dangerous to be openly queer, out and proud. Like, you can be incarcerated, if
Killed.
not murdered. Like, some of the stories in the Mirror Chat, which we'll get to, it's so intense.
It's
like,
pretty intense.
We're very privileged to be able to do what we're doing
Incredibly.
right now here in Canada. So an organization like Rainbow Railroad, super important. Love this collab.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. And something about Scarlett as well. Scarlett and I hosted Empire's Ball, and Empire's Ball was Scarlett's like baby, and it was essentially like drag houses competing to be the best house, you know? Very fun, little aspects of ballroom kind of sprinkled in there. And Rainbow Railroad was the charity.
Yes.
So we had basically raised enough money on the season before we got on to save, I think, one person.
That's
one
incredible.
or two people. It was either $10,000 or $20,000.
Yeah.
But it was enough money to kind of help save a person all through the funds made through Empire's Ball.
Bring them to Canada, set them up for success.
100%. So it was
literally life-changing.
But when you watch the show, you can really see Scarlett's reaction to that because it's something that's really close to her heart and something that she had just worked with because we had just finished that Empire's Ball like that summer, right before we got on the show. So you can really see like Scarlett has a big old reaction to that, and it gets amplified because we're in the Thunderdome, right?
Yeah.
So she's very upset. So it was really nice to kind of see, and it was
maybe
special.
that's why she wasn't shady when she was pairing the contestants for the makeover.
She's in her feelings.
Yeah, because she could have definitely been a little more calculated if she wanted to mess with, let's say, like the contestants having different skin tones. Like that would be overwhelming to make over a queen. It's like, are you using your makeup kit? Like,
whose makeup are you going to use, right?
Whose makeup are you going to use? It's a completely different complexion. But she kept it pretty fair.
She did, and I think it's because like she was probably in her feels.
It was funny though. I don't know if she realized right away. She was like, oh, that was so Canadian of me. She rolls her eyes. She's like, maybe I should have played a little more strategically.
Yeah.
It is a game after all. Like,
it is a game. Would you have gone more strategic?
Potentially. I also would have, I thought about this. I would have had them do a little strut to see who has like
Oh, you are
the
just
movement.
a saucy little minx, aren't
Because
you?
some of them know how to move a little better than others.
That's smart.
So that's another piece of information.
So you would have used that as like, okay, you're bad, you go with this
Oh,
person.
totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
If someone had been clunking around, I'd been like, Priyanka, I found your girl.
Oh my God, that's camp.
Yeah.
That's camp, but that's almost handing her a win. Because then if she does good, just saying.
Just saying.
So I'm going to read off the names of our Rainbow Railroad sisters and who they were with. So Elton is from Jamaica and he got put with Priyanka. Renal is from Syria and he got put with Lemon. Dennis was from Uganda and Scarlett chose Dennis for themselves. And Eka and Reina are both from Indonesia, and Eka is with Jimbo, Reina is with Rita, and they are a married couple.
Aww.
I know, it's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Who would you have wanted?
Ooh, honestly, they all had very beautiful energies.
Really?
I felt like they all were there to be good sports. Sometimes with the makeover challenges, you never know. Like, some seem sheepish, shy. They don't really want to do the challenge. All 5 of them just really seemed down to clown.
Really? See, Ethan was giving me pussy.
Oh, interesting.
Ethan had that like puss about him.
Puss.
So I was just like, I want Ethan.
Like, let's go. That's mine.
Because you can kind of see that like in someone that like
They want it. They're excited to be there.
and you can kind of see that they have that like kind of like inside of them. That I was just like, oh yeah, that's Ethan.
Who did Ethan get paired
Huh?
with?
Elton. Sorry,
Yeah,
Elton.
Elton.
That's who I would want.
Nice. And Elton went with
Priyanka.
Nice.
And you could see it.
Right.
You could totally see
I
it.
could see it.
As soon as Elton walked out, she was like, like she felt it. She felt her fantasy, you know? So,
And then they did a little runway coaching moment.
yeah, which was cute.
That was
and,
cute.
Bobo's friend, Dennis, I think Dennis was their name. Dennis was not the best in heels. Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah, some struggled.
Dennis was kind of just like all hips. But like for, you know, when people walk and it's like their shoulders go way too far back and their hips go forward.
The minute they put them in a heel, it's like they're freezing. Like their body doesn't know how to isolate in that loose way anymore.
You know, it's just like they don't know how to like move the hip rather than just like kind of lead with the hip, you know? But I felt that Eka was really pussy.
Right.
She was like, this is my moment.
This is the one. This is the time.
This is the one, baby. That's the one. That's the one. But something I wanted to talk about was we start painting. This is a pretty fast kind of episode. We kind of get right to things. And the mirror chats are beautiful. And they're very traumatic. And they're telling us about these incredible stories and these incredible things that they've overcome. But if you really watch, Rita is just frantically painting.
Aww.
Just frantically trying to get this makeup on where they're just like, I had to flee my home multiple times, And Rita's like, great. Oh no, that sucks. Just like, like you can see how absolutely frantic these girls are when they're trying to fit in these like beautiful stories.
Because they're not only painting the contestants, they're painting themselves.
And I don't know how much more time they get.
You don't actually get that much more time. They give you a little bit, but it's not double the time. Like it's not
It's like an extra hour or something.
Yeah, like you really are sharing into it's a time crunch for sure.
I'd be wearing a winged liner and a dream.
Now, how did we feel about the finished result of Rita's makeup artistry?
I love my sister.
So do I.
That was rough.
It was scary.
When they turned around, you and I went, oh my God.
It was like the costume eye contacts as the like cherry on top. It was like,
I was like, what are we doing?
it was little,
You know?
I don't even know what to call it.
I mean, let's just go right to the runway.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 cover
Runway.
girl.
Runway.
Who is our guest judge this week?
Our guest judge this week. Oh my goodness. It was Amanda Brugel.
Your favorite
My
person in the
favorite
world.
diva, Amanda Brugel. You always think I don't like her because I had a funny moment on my season. It's not that I don't like her. I love Amanda. And I would actually say she killed it as a guest host. She came in with the energy, but it felt real. It didn't
It's just
feel
me trying to get you to be
forced.
shady.
And yeah, I will say Handmaid's Tale isn't necessarily like a quintessential like drag queen coded like piece of film or TV.
No.
So the fact that there was a whole acting challenge surrounded around it, I had thoughts, but that's for next season.
That's for next season.
That's for
My
next
favorite.
season.
I love bringing it up.
Yeah, I know you're like, get her.
Like,
No,
say it.
Amanda's great. Amanda's really, really cool. And you can tell when they're so excited to be there.
Yeah.
There was
she had that little dance walking down.
Totally. I think Allie was excited to be there. I think Tracy was super excited to be there. And I think Amanda. These were like fans of the show. Like,
I feel like everybody was super, super excited, but I feel like all the men played it cool.
but there just was something, I don't know, just they felt giddy.
Yeah, no, Amanda was ready to do a jump split.
No, absolutely.
Like she was just like,
if
this
she
is the
could,
best
she
moment.
would.
She's like, this is the best moment of my life.
Actually.
Yeah. And she was great. She just, you know.
I can see how she charmed production into getting a full-time slot on
Me too.
on the judges panel. Me too. She came in with the humor, the jokes, but just like she's that right amount of polished for Canadian TV. You know, she knows her mark.
So we'll check out the runways now.
Runways.
What did you think of? Let's start with lemon and lime.
Ooh, hard one to start with because it was not my favorite. I think the thing with the makeover challenge, you know it's going to happen at some point throughout the season, but you don't know who you're dressing. You don't know what they're going to look like, who they are. So you come with a package, but it's like, you know, is it going to flatter all body types, all shapes? I felt like what she brought for the show, it was like really small drag. Like it was this tiny little flapper dress, this tiny little wig. It wasn't enough drag to make Lime look like a queen.
Well, I think like it was enough to make Lemon look like a queen because Lemon has very small features.
That's what I mean.
And small little.
If she was paired with a twink, landslide.
She'd be fine. But Lime was a man.
Was no twink.
No. You know, he had more of like what you were saying was more like a quote unquote advanced drag face. You know, there's a lot more correcting that needs to go in there to kind of create that illusion. Like there's a downturned eye, the nose has a little bit of a hook to it. It's a little bit more of a pronounced jaw when Lemon is just kind of like a beautiful egg.
Yeah, already kind of feminine features. So you're just like hitting it with the mascara.
Yeah.
And, you know,
so Lime had a bit more masculine features. So there's a lot more carving that needs to go on. Look at me.
Stop.
Carved up.
No.
Carved up like a pumpkin.
No, you have that nice eyelid space.
I do have a lot of eyelid space.
Yeah, and that nose.
So then let's talk about Scarlett.
Yes.
And Electra?
Yes.
No, that was Priyanka and Electra. Violet. Scarlett and Violet. Oh, that makes more sense.
And Violet. She was warned about just doing a bodysuit.
So she threw a jacket on it.
Yes. And I don't think it was enough.
No, but they did. They loved it.
Did they, though?
They did.
I thought Jeffrey didn't like it.
No, they liked it because she almost won.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I thought that he was kind of like, you didn't listen to me, babe. And she was like, no. Like I felt like she was fighting for that. She felt like she was singing for her supper for that one.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they
liked it.
I mean, comment below.
Juice. Yeah, I can't wait to read the comments on how wrong we are on those things.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait. The emails, the calls. Remember the guy who sent us the email?
Oh,
being like,
furious.
You are so wrong on so many accounts. Like, and he was, and we could have taken it as an insult, but it was so angry. It was camp. Then he was
making us laugh.
Right. And he was just like, thanks for taking that on the chin.
It was the night of $1,000 or something.
I forgot, but he was so mad at us. But he had like a really hot and porn account that he sent it to us on. So I was just like, say whatever you want.
You say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want, daddy.
So whether or not the judges liked it, what were your thoughts, Juice, on Scarlett's makeover?
It was a bodysuit with a jacket.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I thought the transformation was great with the makeup. I thought that was beautiful. And to be a white queen to take on someone with, you know, a darker complexion is quite the feat. So I thought that was great.
No, for sure.
But it was just a bodysuit.
It is just, exactly. That's where she's kind of using her history. She's makeup trained in some degrees, right? Like, so she knows what she's doing. That's where I would be so overwhelmed with a makeover challenge. Like, someone could literally be my twin and I still don't know if I would kill it. Like,
I would have annihilated it.
Because you have a makeup artistry background, right? Like, that's a skill you have, but there's something so different than holding brushes like this, than turning it around and doing it on someone else. It's just night and day.
Sure.
Like, it's a muscle memory thing for me. Like, at this point, I know what it feels like how to draw my brow. Whereas to do that the other way around, I just feel like it's all like flipped and reversed.
Do you know how you do it? Do you want me to help you?
Well, probably I would use a lot of pads, so I'm not like rubbing their face.
No, you do it behind them.
Oh.
Yeah. So you go from the side rather than stand in front of them. Standing in front of them is actually a more difficult way of doing makeup.
That's what I would think.
Yeah. So what you do is you stand behind them, right? And then you go to the side and you do it that way. And then you look at them in the mirror. So you get symmetry and it feels a little bit more comfortable like you're doing it on your own face.
That's what I always think. I'm like, you're turning it all the way around.
You're not. You're still this way, right? Because if I'm doing this, I can do that. I don't like it.
Right.
But usually when you do someone else's makeup, you're standing behind them, looking at them in the mirror, and then you look from the side to do their face, and then you look back at the mirror to do it.
Could you imagine a makeup artist is like dead behind you and all you see are like hands going around?
I mean, that's kind of, yeah. Have you ever gotten your makeup done?
Not a ton, but
You were a model in China.
but I don't remember them. I don't remember this reach around thing. I'm being polite, but like I never remember anyone applying makeup from behind me.
Really?
Yeah, no. Like an octopus arm, just like BB blending. Like,
Well, they're not standing behind you like this. Like they stand, they look, and then they go around and paint, and then they stand and look.
I just still remember it being a lot more like face on.
Really?
Maybe they do things different in Korea.
Oh, it was Korea.
South Korea. Of
South
course.
Korea.
Yeah.
Small head, big
face.
Years
Years ago.
That's what they used to say about Cynthia. You have such a small head, such a big
That's what they used to say
face.
about Daniel. Cynthia was not born yet. Yes.
Daniel, when Daniel modeled in Korea. South
Face a-
Korea.
Face a New Balance.
Oh my God, it was New Balance?
Yeah, it
That's
worked.
Fabulous.
I know you make fun, but it was a cute little career.
Must be hard to have been a model.
I know, really hard.
Did you get a lot of free New Balances?
No.
Think about your foot health.
I know, but that's why I'm used to like traveling for like months and then living out of a suitcase because it was just like I've been doing that since I was like 18.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to Priyanka.
Great
Perfect.
example of bringing something for the show that's easy to adapt to your makeover contestant. It was a one-piece asymmetrical thing that I bet you she had extra material to just pin, so, and then hide any mistakes with beautiful ostrich feather.
Very good job. And the makeup was, it was kind of funny because she was really coming for Rita's makeup, but like
It wasn't amazing. I feel like Priyanka's makeup this season isn't amazing. Like,
and she basically just did that on Elton.
she had this like technique where it was almost like as thick as a Sharpie marker all the way around her cut crease the whole season. Like she really just like, she not only cut that crease, she carved it.
She made
She drilled it.
It's the Grand Canyon of creases.
Yeah. It's really intense. Like it doesn't have that softening to it. It's very like paint by numbers. But it got the job done.
Yes.
But she's so much more refined now that the contrast is kind of
A lot.
it's hysterical.
But yeah, I thought they were perfect. They were beautiful.
And from the wide, like as a full ensemble
Gorgeous.
look, really, really fun.
And I think
colors.
that's how Priyanka learned how to do her makeup was from stage, from wide.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what the energy you got. But the presentation, the energy, and that's what I'm saying with Elton. You could tell Elton had pussy in her. She felt cunt.
Queen.
So, and then moving on, we've got Jimbo, who, justice for Jimbo on this challenge.
Honestly,
Because like,
they did a really good job.
I felt like they didn't like Jimbo's, like almost bottom 3 didn't like it. And I loved it.
It's because they didn't realize how much the world was going to love Jimbo. Yes, they did not know how much the world was going to eat Jimbo up.
But if we're
so
thinking
they were
about
trying
it the
to
way
edit
that,
this.
but like looking at it in a sense of like looking at what Jimbo did, it was one of the better ones.
Exactly. So but they're gaslighting us to who they want to win. And so at the time they didn't realize they had a fan favorite on their hands. And so there were certain times where Jimbo was actually excelling in this competition, but they didn't want to package it that way. Like Brooke's been on the record being like, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Like y'all loving Jimbo. Like,
What's so funny because we all did, like as a cast,
right?
We all did. I remember
that they didn't anticipate that.
There was a time where me, Kiki, and Jimbo were being driven back to the hotel. I think this is a post finale, and we were in the car, and I was just like, Jimbo, do you know how famous you're going to be, right? And Jimbo was like, no, it would be nice, but I don't think so. And me and Kiki were like, Jimbo, you're going to be
Huge.
so famous.
Truly.
Like so famous. They're going to eat you up.
What they brought for that makeover challenge, the patent red, it fit her like a glove.
And it fit her Jimbo and Bimbo, I think.
Yeah.
And it fit Bimbo like incredibly. And also the makeup, pretty decent.
Not bad.
Could have done some more blending, but like Bimbo had a very soft and feminine face.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm being honest, like Bimbo was like, you know, playing on easy if you were to have gotten Bimbo, because she was small, dainty, with like a soft little girl face.
High cheekbones.
If anything, if you were really looking at their face structures, Lemon would have done better with Bimbo.
Yeah.
Right. And then Jimbo actually probably would have done better with,
And they could just
Lime.
hidden behind the breastplate.
Well, and also Jimbo and Lime have more masculine faces.
Yes.
So Jimbo would have been able to paint Lime a little bit more like that. But then I worry that maybe the kiss of death would have happened, and then we would have had a different issue with Jimbo. But
I think they had problems with their runway presentation. They were a little more like sexual than I think they wanted sisters, like that family resemblance. I think they were getting a little freaked out by the like.
They really fell into that, like, but your family. I'm like, when did we ever really care about that?
Yeah,
like,
when did this become like incest?
Like,
you know?
Yeah, we're not actually sisters.
No.
You know, we're not blood sisters. We're drag queens.
Literally,
so weird.
Yeah,
but anyways.
And also, did you notice the breastplate was covered in makeup to match?
She painted it, yeah.
Like, that is commitment.
I know. So when they were kind of framing her as bottom 3, I was like, I mean,
make it make sense.
Make it make sense, you know?
Make it make sense.
Yeah. But, and then we go to Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Not only is the makeup bad, but then like the presentation, not great.
But thankfully, the judges were aligned.
Yes.
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it.
I was waiting for them to be like, this was the best one yet. Like, I love clown themed looks. Like, that was perfect.
Fall asleep.
Like that. Oh my God. Do your bit. Fall asleep.
Rita tends to do a bit where she falls asleep.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And I just, what did you think of this runway?
Oh, I didn't like it.
I didn't understand that one was like black and white, one was in color.
I didn't get it.
And I forget who said it, which judge, but the reveal, it almost wasn't a reveal. It was
like a cape coming off.
But it was the same look underneath. It was like another high collared, like,
it was fine,
clown thing,
you know. But luckily they didn't gaslight us, and it was not well received.
Thank God.
So then we go into Untucked.
Yes.
After this, I don't think there was a fight or anything. I think it was.
No, I bet you with the makeover thing there, it was just all love in the room.
Yeah,
there wasn't really
a lot
room.
of love. Let me just quickly check.
There wasn't room for too much tension.
I mean, this was a very heartfelt episode.
Absolutely.
You know? I'm not liking emotion. Yeah. Oh, something I wanted to mention. That's what I remember. I just looked at my notes. Let's talk about Jeffrey's makeup.
Oh, yes. He keeps experimenting with his eye makeup the whole season. It's very like first time at a Sephora.
Something I think that people need to remember about TV and glitter,
right,
is that glitter doesn't always read really well.
It can actually look darker.
It can look darker. It can also look grainy, or it can look splotchy. So if you notice, Miss Vanjie, when Miss Vanjie was on her recent season,
she loved the body glitter.
She loved body glitter, but notice how sometimes she didn't. It's not that she looked glowy and beautiful. She almost looked like textured.
Sandy.
You know, sometimes glitter can look very textured and very sandy. So you have to be really careful in the way you use it. Mm-hmm. And the amount of glitter that was all over Jeffrey's eyes made it look very grainy over his eyes. So it was just like, Diva-licious Diva, what are we doing?
Let's not all get glitter in this competition. Use it better, maybe.
Fab.
No, not the cough.
Sorry, there was a little phlegm there.
We're falling apart.
So we go back to the runway. The Untucked was just like a big love fest. So we go back to the runway. We find out that our winner is Priyanka, which is, I think, warranted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full package wise, like overall, absolutely killed it. I also, though, the crystal headpiece, really fun.
Super fun.
I kind of want one of those.
I've worn a crystal headpiece. It's not as fun as you think it is.
Theirs looked really secure. They just bobby pin it?
No, it's just heavy and annoying and like smears your makeup. It's like really pretty for a photo, but not great for a gig.
It's a photo shoot look.
So our bottom two are Rita and Lemon, which is kind of funny because Rita's had this like quote unquote crush on Lemon all season. So then they put them both in the bottom as like, oh no, my baby.
But we never actually witnessed this crush.
I felt more of a behind the scenes or like a lost on the cutting room floor crush.
This is a lot of Rita's narrative this season. It's like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. These things we didn't catch on camera.
Yeah.
Like this ongoing joke about crush on Lemon, this ongoing joke about hot dogs.
And I feel like Rita is one of those people. Have you ever met Rita?
In passing at like drag cons and stuff.
She's
but not
very in person, very magnetic.
Right.
So I have a feeling this is one of those cases where it's like in person, she was extremely magnetic and it just wasn't reading on camera for some
Fair.
people. Like for you, where you're like,
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
get the humor.
Yeah.
But I think in person, she does have a bit of a drop.
And post show, like she looks amazing now. And I
I mean,
really,
she's the host of Bellroom. Like,
she's killing it.
Yeah.
There just were moments throughout this season where I, as a viewer, I was left perplexed, questioning things.
So the lip sync song is to
Our editor Anthony's favorite song, "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette.
Before we got to it, he told us that he didn't like the song, and I was shocked and appalled because the song is
We're gonna pay for
incredible.
the rights just so we can listen to it now. To remind you that this is Anthony's
The verses are the best part.
favorite
The bridge is
song.
fabulous. It's fine.
I don't know.
Anyways, it was kind of a funny lip sync because they both had like really different choices. Lemon kind of went for that like pop star, like dancey split thing.
Yes.
And then Rita went very slow, very angry, and very kind of like pointy.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna
get you. You ought to know.
You ought to know because I'm gonna get ya. And then unfortunately, Lemon doesn't make it.
Which is wild.
Wild. I know.
From a lip sync standpoint, I don't know if I agree with that.
Same.
Right?
Yeah. I felt like she performed a little better in the lip sync, but she also performed the same way she performed in my lip sync.
Right.
She had gotten her tricks out.
Right. We'd seen the tricks.
We'd seen the tricks and we hadn't seen Rita perform yet. And she gave a very more like true to the song performance. Right. And also she may have just had more narrative to give.
Right. Well, should we talk about where Lemon is at now?
Where have you been all my life?
Squeak, squeak.
So Lemon, after being on season 1 of Canada's Drag Race,
Yes.
and after finding immense success from that, was invited to be on UK versus the World, where she was sent home first. And when we say justice for Juicebox, that's not what we mean. But from there, she also has won one of the most iconic lines in Drag Race history for Drag Race music for Come Through featuring Priyanka featuring Lemon. And then from there, she's just kind of just been successful. I know she's been traveling all over the world doing tons of work and tons of content and TV shows and things. So she's extremely successful post show. I would say for my season, she is one of the most famous girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, her song, like that rap verse, this wasn't like a Drag Race song. It wasn't like it was premiered on international television. It was released after the show and the fans ate it up. Like there is a video on YouTube that's an hour long that's just her verse on loop.
I have it as a command on my Twitch channel.
It's not the song.
It's just her.
Her verse.
In my Twitch channel, if you press a certain button, it goes, don't even have to ask for it. For me to get it. When you see my ass in this, I charge credit. Your dad drops tax on this, and don't forget it. He's trying to buy my pussy.
So good. She's come out with an album recently, right?
Citrusy is her album that she came out with. Yeah, which is quite good.
I know. The hair she's wearing in the cover, she's got a snake on her body.
Yeah, hair by Marc Andre did the hair. Seth provided the snake.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Seth. But yeah, she's doing extremely well.
So good. Like this was just the beginning for Lemon. We got a little taste of that tart treat, and then
and something I've been saying off screen to everyone is that before I left, I told Mr. Box that I want to either go home first, 5th place, or win. And I want to win a trip to Iceland, and there was one other thing. I think there was one other thing, but anyway. Oh, and I was starting to convert all of my outfits to yellow before I left. And I got there. Lemon wears all yellow. Got 5th place. Won a trip to Iceland last week.
she stole your life.
She stole my life.
She stole your life.
But it's fine because I love her.
See, that's the thing.
I know.
She's so lovable.
She's so lovable and so Nice.
I was grabbing lunch really quickly with her when we were in the UK for DragCon. And then the security guard let us through a back entrance to let us back in. And he went, "Come through." He said those words. And then Lemon looked at us and went, "Sorry, girls." As if he was quoting her rap verse. I howled. I was like, not a beat goes by. She's so funny.
She's
so funny.
She's so funny.
And she's never like trying hard. It's just like the most like lax. She's just like so chill. Her stoner energy. Love it.
She's the coolest.
But still quick as a whip.
Quick as a whip. And you know what else is quick? The main thing Jeffrey said this episode.
What did he say, Juice?
What did he say?
Give it to us.
Give it to us. Or did he not say anything mean this episode?
No, I'm sure he did. She made that bitch look old, honey. Not only was the runway look the least flattering, but Lemon herself, the energy was just not there.
Ooh.
It's kind of mean.
It's a little mean.
It's mean. Lime was just like, who you calling old?
Lime was just like, I'm like 24.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God, I'd be so upset. Right? But that was our episode.
That's the epi.
How do you feel?
So good. We're almost done the season. It's crazy.
We only have 2 more.
I know.
We're going to miss you guys.
We're going to miss you so much.
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 But if you're going to miss us in between episodes, you can follow us on Instagram at Semi-Qualified Queens Pod or catch the action on Twitter at SQQPOD.
Or if you're watching us on YouTube, which we really, really appreciate, you can catch us on our Patreon for additional content. Or if you're listening to us on the Sonar Network or anywhere there you listen to podcasts, we really appreciate it. And what do I usually say after that?
You flipped it because Patreon's typically second, but that you got that plug in.
Oh.
And then subscribe to this YouTube channel.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hit the bell so if you get a notification when there's a new episode.
And sorry, this wig's just really heavy, so it's like making me kind of loopy. So we will see you guys next week where I will have a flatter wig on.
Just gonna shave her head.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.